Hi there guys, Shannon, Princess Wrestling here again, and today is my Money in the Bank review video. Yes, I know I'm a little bit late. I didn't actually watch it until yesterday and I haven't had a chance to film this, so mine might be a bit later than most people, and for that I do apologise. But thank you to Facebook. I already knew before I even watched it who won the Raw and SmackDown Money in the Banks, so thank you for the spoilers, Facebook. Yeah, I was delighted when that happened. Anyhow, first match we got was the SmackDown Money in the Bank match. Dolph Ziggler, Santino Marella, Cody Rhodes, Damien Sandow, whoever the fuck he is. I really don't know who he is. I don't really watch SmackDown much anymore, so I didn't know who he was. Tyson Kidd, Sin Cara, Lord Tensai, Albert, and Christian. Now, I did my picks a few days ago, obviously before I watched the pay-per-view, because I generally do for one of the websites I'm on. But yeah, I picked Christian to win it, thinking obviously, right, how many of these has he been in now? Is he actually ever going to get a chance to win it? Funnily enough, he didn't. It was Dolph Ziggler that won the match. Very, very smart business move. I mean, yes, I know he's a heel. He does have a lot of followers, and the guy's phenomenal. He really is. Dolph Ziggler always reminds me of a young AJ Styles. I know AJ Styles is young, but younger version of AJ Styles. Always reminds me of him, even though Dolph Ziggler at one point was a fucking cheerleader. Anyhow, there was quite a few botches in this match. There was a major Sin Cara botch when he tried to do some sort of flip or something and just fucking fell over. Albert, Lord Tensai, he went to do sort of like a suplex and then sort of fell to the side. There was quite a lot of botches. There was actually some quite good spots in it though, when they're throwing people onto ladders and they put the ladder across from like the announce table to the ring, and Sin Cara got through on that, and that was your more traditional sort of Money in the Bank ladder match. But I preferred that to the abomination that we got for a Raw one, but I'll explain that shortly. But yeah, overall, it was a decent match even though there was a few botches. After that, The Miz popped out. That was him back, looking super, super duper hot. I didn't even know he was filming a movie or whatever they explained, but he's back and he was just letting everyone know it. He looks a lot better without like the spiky hair and stuff. Yeah, but he came out to tell us that he was being added into the Raw Money in the Bank. Now instantly, I thought, okay, more dimension to the match. But I'll explain that later. And the second match we got was the World Heavyweight title match, Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. Rather good back and forth match. My pick for that was Alberto Del Rio, but the winner was Sheamus. I don't know why I went for Alberto Del Rio. I just had this thing that I always seem to think at least one title's going to change hands at a pay-per-view. Although the last sort of like 4 pay-per-views there's been no major title changes, as in WWE title or World Heavyweight title. They haven't really changed hands much, and that's a little bit strange for a WWE pay-per-view. Now that's like the last 4 at least. They haven't changed since WrestleMania, since Sheamus won against Daniel Bryan. They haven't changed since WrestleMania. This is getting a little bit strange. Anyhow, after Sheamus won the match, Del Rio gave him a bit of a beat down after that, obviously frustrated he didn't win. And to the delight of all the fans in the arena, Dolph Ziggler's music hit. The fans went absolutely batshit crazy. Rightfully so, thinking they're going to be a cash-in. So Ziggler comes into the ring with the case and gives it to the referee. The referee didn't get a chance to ring the bell, and Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio were arguing. Obviously, Alberto Del Rio wasn't wanting Ziggler to cash in. Anyhow, while they're having this little bickering argument, Sheamus wakes up and brogue kicks Ziggler. So obviously, He came down to cash in, but he didn't cash in, so Ziggler has not cashed in yet. The next match, boring filler tag team match. I personally can't stand this rivalry that's going on. It's the primetime players Titus O'Neil and Darren Young versus Primo and Epico. The whole thing with the primetime players, no. Titus O'Neil and Darren Young are both sort of NXT rejects, and Darren Young looks like the Black John Cena. I don't like them, and AEW, Abraham Washington, why they don't just call him Abraham Washington, I will not fucking know. I can't stand that guy. Why does that guy have a microphone? Why does it constantly have to be on during the matches? No. Primo and Epico won the match. I like their lucha style. I always have done. I've always liked Primo and Epico, but no, thumbs down. And it just, no, it didn't do it for me. The next match on was the WWE title match. No disqualification match with AJ Lee as the referee. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. Now, this match, I feel that the build for it has just drew on and drew on and drew on. And the whole love triangle thing, it's been done. I didn't like it. My pick for the match was CM Punk, and Punk won the match. Retained his title, and I just felt that it wasn't like an ECW hardcore match. Going back to sort of some of the early hardcore matches for the hardcore title, that's what it was like. I mean, like tables and chairs and Singapore canes, and they were really quite brutal with each other, which I thought was just brilliant. It's a proper sort of, I mean, there wasn't any blood, but you saw the marks on their arms and stuff, and it was a really good match. That highlighted the show, definitely highlighted the show. The next match was a 2-on-1 handicap match, Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex versus Ryback. For once, you actually seen people being able to inflict some sort of, well, not pain, but some sort of moves on Ryback for like a couple of moves. Rex and Hawkins were actually able to get him off his feet at one point. Inevitably, he was going to win. That seems to be what happens with Ryback, but it was what it was. I can't stand Ryback, and we all know this. Feed me more thing. He's like a mix of RoboCop and Batista. Kind of the same. RoboCop and Batista, and it's boring. It's really, really boring. They had a 6-diva tag team match. Layla, Caitlyn, and Tamina versus Beth, Natalia, and Eve. It was what it was. It was your bog standard filler diva match. Was what it was. Layla, Caitlyn, and Tamina won the match. Nothing more to say about it. Now we get on to the top of the show, and the match that I actually hated the most. The Raw Money in the Bank match. Cena versus Big Show, Kane, Jericho, and The Miz. I'm glad they added The Miz into the match. I really am glad they added The Miz, because The Miz and Jericho are the younger, the lighter of the five, and you know, they are more what a traditional Money in the Bank match is. Those two definitely are. I have a few problems with this match. A few problems with this match in certain. Why would you have 5-man, well, originally only meant to be a 4-man, but a 4-man Money in the Bank match when I've never seen, that's never been done. Then to add The Miz in, so make a 5-man. The SmackDown one had 8 guys in it. Are they running short of people to put into the match? Anyhow, putting Big Show and Kane in the one match made it such a letdown. And a Big Show in a match like that. No, I don't comprehend why Big Show was put in a Money in the Bank match. He had to bring his reinforced ladder out and everything. So my pick for this, which was probably what everybody else was thinking, because it's one of those things, John Cena was putting his first ever Money in the Bank match, and we all know how things are fixed for fucking Cena. Cena hasn't held the title in, what, 6-8 months? He hasn't held the title, well, no, more than 8 months actually, because Punk's had it 8 months. But Cena hasn't held the title in 8 months. And they have to give Cena some way of getting the title. So, my pick was Cena, and Cena did win. It was boring. I just don't understand how someone who's had 10 title reigns could have been given the Money in the Bank briefcase. It's just, Money in the Bank concept is all about bringing up wrestlers who have, well, not that they have no title experience, but giving wrestlers that desperately need the push, giving them the push. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Edge. If Edge hadn't have got the Money in the Bank push that he got the first time to win his first title, Edge wouldn't be the man he is today. And the same with all those other wrestlers that won the match. It was because they deserved that push. Why in the fuck did Cena get it? This is what I fail to understand. It just makes a mockery of the whole Money in the Bank concept to have John Cena win it. As you can tell, I'm not the biggest John Cena fan anyway, but Money in the Bank's about bringing up people that need the push. People that need the push. There is so many other wrestlers that could have been put in that match. So many other wrestlers could be put in that match. For instance, Drew McIntyre could have been put in that match. Kofi Kingston, R-Truth could have quite easily been put in that match. Yes, they would have had to have not been on the pre-show, but they could have been put into that match to either, one, make it to 8 guys, or to give them the fucking push they need. Jack Swagger, yes, I know he's already won it, but that boy needs a push. Drew McIntyre, who is a fucking jobber to Ryback now, who was a future champion, he could have been in that match. He could have got the push. I know I'm having a little rant about John Cena, but I feel it is so worthy. If you have anything else to say, feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the pay-per-view, and if you actually agree with them giving Cena the Money in the Bank contract. Don't forget to subscribe up above and like this video. Sorry about my rant. I really don't like John Cena, as you can tell. But thanks very much for watching, and see you after.